Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, class, welcome back. So for today we will learn about character of story, the setting of the story, and also the story elements is about beginning, middle, and end. Okay, so please enjoy this video.
Story Elements for Kids. What is a character? By Teaching Without Frills. Story elements are the different parts of a fiction story. Characters are one of the most important story elements. Can you figure out the definition of a character from the following examples? A police officer can be a character. A dog might be a character. A robot can even be a character. So, what do you think the definition of character is? Pause here to think, or keep watching to find out. Characters are the people, animals, or creatures in a story. Characters can think, feel, or act. For example, a story might be about a boy and his teddy bear. Of course, the boy is a character because he's a person. If the teddy bear is just a regular toy, then it wouldn't be a character. But if the teddy bear can think, feel, move, or maybe even talk, then it would be a character in the story. Let's see what you've learned so far by playing character or not. A nurse, character or not? Yes, a nurse is a person and people are characters. A house, character or not? No, a house is not a person, animal, or creature, so it's not a character. A cat, character or not? Yes, a cat is an animal, and animals are characters. A banana, character or not? No, a banana is not a character unless it can think, feel, or act in the story. A dragon, character or not? Yes, a dragon is a creature, and creatures are characters. So remember, characters are the people, animals, or creatures in a story who can think, feel, or act. What characters have you seen in stories before? If you liked this video, make sure you click the thumbs up below. To learn more, you can watch my Story Elements for Kids playlist, or check out the Teaching Without Frills channel for more learning videos. Thanks for watching! Story Elements for Kids. What is a setting? By Teaching Without Frills. Story elements are the different parts of a fiction story. The setting is an important story element. Can you figure out the definition of setting from the following examples? The setting might be a hot, sunny day at the beach during the summertime. Or it could be a cold, rainy night at a haunted house in October. So what do you think the definition of setting is? Pause here to think, or keep watching to find out. Setting is the time and place of a story. It often answers the questions when and where. The time of a story may be in the past or in the future, in the daytime or at night, in the summer or winter. A story may take place in a school, in a jungle, in a big city, in the desert, or in a variety of other places. We can also use adjectives or describing words to tell about the setting, like if it's sunny, cold, bright, busy, or spooky. You can determine the setting of a story by looking at the illustrations and finding information in the text. Let's try it. I was walking in the park on a warm day. How would you describe this setting? The text tells you I'm in a park, it's warm, and it's daytime. The illustration shows flowers and birds and the sun. I think it might be spring. So we could describe the setting as a warm spring day in the park. So remember, setting is the time and place a story happens. What settings have you seen in stories before? If you liked this video, make sure you click the thumbs up below. To learn more, you can watch my Story Elements for Kids playlist or check out the Teaching Without Frills channel for more learning videos. Thanks for watching!
Hi friends! Today's lesson is all about story elements, the events. Our learning goal for today says, I can tell about the events in a story. Events are the things that happen in a story, and when you first start talking about them, there are 3 letters that can help you to remember the things you need to speak about. The B, M, E. So when I say, ooh, tell me the B, M, E, this will help you. Go ahead. What are the 3 letters? B, M, E. Okay, let me tell you what those actually stand for. B is for the beginning. The beginning of a story is really important. It does 2 things. It tells you who are the characters. When you first start reading a story, you don't know who's going to be in the book. So the beginning is important because it introduces the characters for the very first time. And then also it tells you what is the setting. When is the story taking place? And where is the story taking place? As we've learned before, setting is very important. The beginning kind of sets up the story. So for example, if I was reading about my friend Paddington, here's Paddington right there. It's really important to know that he has lots of things that he likes to carry with him. And where's the setting? Well, he lives in a really rainy city, so he's often wearing his raincoat. It's something he's known for. You'll notice it says PB because his first name's Paddington and his last name's Bear. All of those things kind of give me some information about Paddington. And I learned all that in the beginning of the story. M is our next letter, and M is for the middle. The middle of the story is what is happening to the character. What is the character doing? What are they all doing during the bulk of the story? What's going on in the middle? After we've introduced them, they start to go on some kind of adventure usually. And normally, they have a problem that they're trying to solve, and they're going on a little journey to figure out how to solve that problem. For example, my friend Corduroy. In the beginning of the story, we learned all about Corduroy and how he's a toy in a department store. And this little girl wants to come purchase him, but her mom mentions his missing button. Do you see his missing button on his overalls? Perfect. That was the beginning of the story. In the middle of the story, Corduroy goes on a search for his missing button all through the department store at night. His problem is that he doesn't have a button and he can't find one. That's the middle of his story. And finally, E is for the end. In the end, we answer questions like, how did the characters solve the problem? What did they do? And did the characters change at all throughout the story? So for example, this friend, in his story, he wants to be part of a zoo. You learn about him wanting to be part of the zoo in the very beginning, and then in the middle, he shows off all the tricks he can do to prove that he should be part of the zoo. And then in the very end, he solves his problem by actually joining the zoo. All right? He didn't change much throughout the story, but not all characters change a lot. It's really important in the end to think about how did they solve their problems and did they change? Because if they change, normally that's helpful too. Our learning goal for today says, I can tell about the events in a story. And as you're reading a story, I want you to stop and think about the BME, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Did you learn about the characters in the setting in the beginning? Did you think about what was happening to the characters and their problem in the middle? And in the end, how did they solve their problem? Did they change at all? Those are some questions you should be asking yourself, and you should be able to answer as you're trying to tell about the events in a story.